Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Go Fuck Yourself podcast.
I'm sorry, Bella. It is folk.
That is what I said.
Try it again from the top.
I am the organ. I am the organ. Shut up, you thrall. Welcome back, boys and ghouls, to Go Fuck Yourself podcast, rated E for explicit, where they say things that are very naughty indeed. You will watch the little ears as I feast upon the blood of the innocents.
Go ahead and cut that.
Yeah.
And good morning or afternoon or evening or whatever time it is right now for you on the internet. Yep. My name is Dan, and I am coming to you with the Go Folk Yourself team. With me, to my right,
it's Ethan.
Wow. Thanks for coming, Ethan.
You're welcome.
It's really great that you're here.
I'm glad that you're here.
And to my left,
Brett. It's
okay.
all right that I'm here.
You're all right.
I'm happy that Brett's here.
Thank
okay.
you. That's so nice of you.
And that's it. That's the only people in the studio, so we won't worry about introducing anyone else.
It's just...
I'm right here.
Oh. You know what? No, you're right. That's
no one else.
Yeah.
That's it. So, okay, fine. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Victor. I'm locked in the studio. Just kidding.
Victor's,
It's Nick.
Victor's cut.
Victor's dead.
He doesn't exist anymore. We killed him.
Yep.
I mean,
Harvested
no,
him
he
for
moved.
tasty
Oh,
organs.
he moved. Whoa.
So don't look that up.
Nope.
And
moved.
we ate his body
No.
because it's the perfect crime.
You can't find what you can't digest.
I guess.
Oh, you can digest it.
Which was his teeth for everyone that's wondering.
But really, you just spit them out like sunflower
You
seeds.
just spit them out.
Just
Tweet,
driving
tweet.
down the road and I'm flirting with disaster. I'm spitting Victor's teeth out the window.
I love that
It's a
song.
fine
I
summer
love
day.
it. Yeah.
Well, speaking
wow.
of
that the
disasters
Eagles?
and
Wow.
things we can't find, I gathered you here to talk about a very important piece of folklore.
The Loch Ness Monster.
No.
Bigfoot?
No. You got nothing?
Bigfoot?
No. I want to talk about the lost city of Atlantis.
Ooh.
Which, because we did an
Home of
episode on the sea,
Coca-Cola?
right? No, that's Atlanta. wrong
Sorry.
reference.
Atlantis, right, with the big Delta hub.
Yep.
That's the
That's
one.
it. That's
Love it.
Yeah.
So
Can't get enough of
you,
it.
you talked about the sea.
Yep.
And as I was listening to it, the only thing I thought as we were going through the Bermuda Triangle is I thought, why don't we talk about this lost city?
right.
Right? Which has been, I mean, as long as I've been alive, that has always been a thing. It's just the idea that there is just a city underwater somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, even to the point where Atlantis, there's books about it. There's the movie,
Yeah.
forgotten movie that was fantastic.
The sequel.
Atlantis
Aquaman.
2,
Yeah.
down below.
There's a
Yeah.
Aquaman in the Marvel Universe named Namor as well, right? He
We
is
covered
half
that one
Atlantean.
already.
But
Yeah.
I then dug in and I was just like, okay, I want to read a little bit more about the origins of Atlantis. And there's some really fascinating shit.
Oh, yeah.
So first, for those who are not familiar with Atlantis, it is the concept of either a lost city or a lost continent that was so technologically advanced that people actually believed that they had mastered space flight at this point.
Wow.
Right? Like that, the concept of Atlantis is that it as a city was so far ahead of where everyone else in the world was. And we are talking about 13,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So think of the idea of the BC era, right? Or BCE.
That was before Christ.
I realize, obviously.
Right.
I prefer BC and BCE and CE personally.
Well, that's why I put
He
I
did
said
put it
era after I said BC. I just
before
realized
Christ
that I was
era.
supposed to say BCE. But 13,000 years ago, the idea of a city that may have figured out how to fly into space or may have had automobiles.
Yeah.
Right? Now, where Atlantis is, obviously, no one's 100% sure, but
Yeah.
it is theorized that it is off the coast of Ireland. or off the coast of the Azores. So somewhere located in the Atlantic Ocean to the west of Europe.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea.
Kind of between North America and Europe, somewhere in there. or
Closer to Europe, much closer to Europe,
Yeah.
but
So
still,
definitely not in the Bermuda Triangle, though.
no, which is where I always thought it was too.
That would have
'cause
been
that would have
phenomenal.
made perfect sense. It's
Yeah.
a city that drifted into the Bermuda Triangle and then it just
Right,
got lost.
that's it.
perfect.
They got
Yeah.
lost, and they made the Bermuda Triangle so we wouldn't find them.
yeah,
Just broke it wide
it's like
open.
Wakanda.
It is like
Wakanda.
oh my god, it's like
It's like Wakanda.
It's
You
like-
can't see it unless you know it's there. You
Right.
have to take that.
It's
leap
grim
of
old
faith.
place.
Like the
Well,
room
me
of
too.
requirement.
So it's not that people get lost in the Bermuda Triangle; it's that they land
got
in
it.
Atlantis, and once you get there, why would you leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Wakanda's really nice, and I like all this fancy metal you got, but I got to get back to New York. So see ya.
I want to
My
get back
9 to
to
5
my
job.
Yeah.
gas-guzzling city that never sleeps. Even though you guys seem to get 8 hours of sleep every night and have a thriving economy.
What, you have a basic universal income? That's fine. I'd rather work at my soul-crushing job.
At least I have health care insurance.
Oh, you guys
have
have
that
that too,
provided.
huh?
Okay.
Oh, you guys just don't pay for health care. You view that as a...
Malarkey.
It'll never work
Lucky.
in places you can find on a map. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
much.
But what really made me want to bring this up is I learned one interesting factoid that I did not know before. Did you know that in Nazi Germany, there was a prevalent theory that the Aryan race was descendant from Atlantis,
Yes.
and that Himmler had funded at
yeah.
least 3 or 4 different expeditions
What the fuck?
to find Atlantis.
That comes from ancient Greek sources. So he's not far gone in thinking that if you're going in the realm of I'm a conspiracy theory believing Nazi, because the Greeks referred to the Atlanteans as Hyperboreans. Which was, for those of you guys that are not familiar with ancient Greek mythology, that means the people that live above.
You very few listeners.
Yeah, right.
The 1 or 2 of you that don't want to
know.
admit it,
You know.
because everyone here knows that.
We all
word.
know
Right.
it.
We
My
all
favorite
know
part
it.
that you obviously did not see is Brett beginning this conversation and Ethan and I turning to each other and just kind of shrugging.
They're like, what?
Because they both knew the word.
Right.
And they were shrugging at his poor pronunciation
oh
of
my
it.
gosh.
What?
Yeah.
Hyperborean?
It's
It's Hyperborean. you
it's
fucking
Berean.
plebe.
Oh, whatever. It's a word I've read and not
We-
ever said
I
out
think
loud outside of this conversation.
Brett, I'm so sorry. I think you're right. I have no idea.
we're joking.
Oh,
No, we're kidding.
Well, here, let me give you a quick
Yeah.
30,000 foot.
right. For
All right.
Nick and Dan.
Yeah,
not
for
me,
us.
though.
In the
Yeah.
ancient Greek world, obviously, they traded with a bunch of people, right? Because they were
Right.
a mercantile city-state system.
It was no Silk
One-
Road, though.
No Silk Road, but it was on the Aegean. So here we have
One of
a
my top
group
5
of
Cs.
people
Oh, yeah.
described as
Easily.
living
Yeah. Oh.
above the north wind. So the north wind meaning northern Europe. So the place where it is cold. Hyperborean is somebody that lives in a region that's probably north of the Alps.
Right.
And they were
Swiss
said to be
Alps.
bigger,
The Italian
more
ones.
Right.
bigger, stronger, more advanced than the Greeks. So it is not outside the realm of possibility in my mind that Himmler, who was big into occult shit, to
Yeah.
pick up stuff on Hyperboreans and then make that connection with Atlanteans. If, in fact, what you're describing as Atlantis being in the Atlantic Ocean in the northern hemisphere, off the coast of Ireland area.
Sure.
That would be 100% Hyperborean people territory.
But I want to I want to layer a different conspiracy
Yeah.
theory on top for just a moment.
Okay.
The idea of the disappearing city. Right? How many times have you heard the theories that, like, oh, our pyramids were built by aliens, right?
I've
Like,
heard that
there's
dozens.
this constant.
And I hate it.
I hate it too.
So much.
But what if?
I did not know that.
What if Atlanta?
I'm so glad I
You
started
motherfuckers
this.
in Atlanta.
What if Atlantis was actually an alien race that just had left Earth?
Actually, more plausible. What if Atlanta was an alien race? We've all been there. You guys know it.
Bizarre.
It's a weird place. Great food. But seriously,
Is it great? Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
You know
Not
what?
the barbecue. I'm sorry, Georgia. Your barbecue sucks.
You've
Got
clearly
him.
not had North Carolina vinegar barbecue.
That's the best
that's-
barbecue.
Oh, so we're
Barbecue.
talking about
That
that
is-
again. Huh?
welcome.
That's a
man.
deep
Here we go.
cut.
Welcome back
That's
to barbecue.
Where we all have the same opinion.
Except for Nick, apparently, who hates North Carolina barbecue.
I'm just saying I like a good real barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I don't like the vinegar. Of
Also,
barbecue.
North Carolina, I hate to be this person, is more of a mustard based. South Carolina is the vinegar.
Oh.
Mustard
Tell that to my
barbecue,
in-laws that
the
live in
best.
Carolina.
No. Carolinas,
Yeah,
there's
it
a lot
is.
of mix over there. But what I'm saying is North Carolina's like real claim to fame is the mustard rub.
Isn't that the Kansas style?
Oh man, now
Do we
am I mixing
count
it up?
Kansas?
Kansas doesn't matter.
I don't think
That's
Kansas
true.
is there.
Yeah,
It's got a Kansas
I've never
stew
seen
attitude.
Have you ever met anyone from Kansas?
it. No,
I work with a guy from Kansas.
but do you
Do
really?
you really though?
Have you seen a certificate?
No, I haven't seen his
Of authenticity?
Kansas
Yeah.
certificate.
I want to
of
see his live
authenticity.
birth certificate.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nope.
Otherwise, no Kansas for me,
Nope.
dog.
I'm a little bit of a birther when it comes to Kansas people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So anyway,
So-
Yeah,
You're- the
Atlantis.
thing we're talking about. today.
aliens in Atlantis.
Yeah, I
That's-
specifically want to bring this up because Victor's going to have to listen to this to edit it, and he's going to probably have opinions, and he will not be able to talk about it.
get it on this.
Excuse me,
Guys, no, hold on. You're not doing justice to the ancient aliens theory.
You guys do a good Victor.
We've been around Victor for years, so
Lots of practice, really.
Wow.
But what do you guys think? What do you, if you right now were were the leading expert on Atlantis,
As I am.
based on your theories, right? Like your theory ends up being right. What is
Yeah.
your theory of what Atlantis was
Shit.
or is?
bunk.
Okay, what do you mean?
Bunk.
What?
Never been an Atlantis guy. Ever.
What?
Yeah, I know. And all the weird shit that Brett believes in, Atlantis,
This
not
is-
in it.
This is blowing my mind. I would
This
have
is a go fuck yourself
thought
first.
you would have
Yeah.
been all over Atlantis.
I am not for it.
Brett is not normally the cynic of the show.
I know.
This is a strange turn.
So I'll go ahead and give you a quick outline. Atlantis, bunk. Ancient aliens, bunk.
Okay.
Aliens in general,
I could see
bunk.
that.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, whoa.
Aliens in general?
Victor, put a record
The
scratch in
idea
here.
of, put record scratch right there. The idea of aliens or of another that was good. That was real good. The idea of another race, an intelligent race of beings living who knows where in our giant massive universe. You don't believe it.
I
You
think
that
that's
we are
possible.
alone.
I think that we are more than likely alone.
Bullshit.
I'm in the we are alone.
There's
period.
no way that we're alone. We're
Ten-
never going to meet that other species. I'm aware of
So
that.
then it doesn't matter. Then we're effectively alone. Therefore, is bunk.
Oh, I see.
You're,
I
you're
see
going
what you
with
mean.
the bear shit in the wood things.
Uh-huh.
There's still bear shit in the woods. It's
I've never
important.
seen it.
I've
never.
Brett's also never gone to the woods.
Yeah.
It involves the outside
Now,
world.
ghosts and demons and ancient gods, all in on that.
I can't disprove those.
You know, I kind of.
don't
as you're
join him too.
No, I'm not joining it.
I was
to
gonna
it.
say we're gonna
No.
have to shut down the whole show.
I could see it's now starting to make sense.
Oh, what my worldview?
Yeah, where it kind of it's in this world,
He likes the idea of like what's going on underneath our world.
right?
Like,
Yes,
What's
not outside of
what's
it.
within?
lizard
not,
people?
Yeah, exactly.
So you aren't mystified by Under the Sea at all.
Not at all.
What?
Not
The song
whatsoever.
by
No.
that sexy mermaid.
Here's the thing. You
I
know
mean, her
there's
crab?
shit down there that we have not
Sebastian?
discovered.
Yeah, but it's probably like dumb fish shit. You know, like
No, there might be a massive cryptid
What the
that we
fuck?
have missed. What about the bloop?
the bloop was probably bunk too. For the
Fuck.
That was picked up on a microphone, and no one can explain the size of it.
You're
Like,
listening to "Don't Folk Yourself" because it's
Oh,
all
man.
shit, according to Brett.
I
Oh,
did
bunk.
not say that.
Wow.
You just have peeked on the thing that I find least
all right,
interesting.
what if it's not aliens? What if it was humans who were so advanced that they actually
That they
figured out a
drowned
way off of
themselves.
Earth already?
That would be fascinating to me if I thought that was possible.
So you like the idea of humanity having this endless possibility,
Yeah, yes,
but not
certainly.
the idea that we might have been influenced
Well,
by an
here's-
outside source.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's entirely I think it is like 0% possible that humanity has ever been influenced by anything outside of itself, because even if we're talking in terms of Atlantis, right? Atlantis shows up in the written record
Right.
from Plato. So Plato, if you were to just pop Plato out of his day and age and put him here next to us and we could communicate with him, he would be just as smart as you or I. Probably way smarter, honestly.
I was gonna say, let's be real.
Uh,
We've
yeah,
been
but
on
we
the
wouldn't
show long
understand a
enough.
word
He's
he's
not as
saying.
smart as I am.
If we could communicate with him.
Okay.
He would have the exact same intellectual capacity as anyone in this room. He might be smarter than us, yes, but everybody that was around Plato at the time would have had the same intellectual capacity as
Right.
everybody in this room. What makes us different from them is the availability of information that we can actually read and understand in our own language.
Like no humors, Plato.
Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
But I really find it hard to believe that any ancient alien shit has ever happened, because what we as people don't have is the entirety of the written record that explains how these things were able to be accomplished. Yet we could likely do them today. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now, I didn't mean to just shit all over your Atlanta conspiracy. Atlantis.
No.
That's
Please
somehow
do.
more disrespectful. Calling it Atlanta's Atlanta, whatever the fuck you're talking about.
Here's the thing. I don't personally believe that it's aliens. If
No?
I'm being honest, I actually believe that it was probably a city that befell a tragedy.
Do I think that it's possible in all of human history for us to have lost a city to the sea? 100%.
Hashtag
I can
Venice.
believe that.
Yeah,
That
facts.
has happened and happens now with Venice.
Look at Miami.
and soon to be the lost city of Miami.
Right? Like it's going under, folks.
Yeah, that's
I can't
true.
wait
cannot
for
convince my
someday-
parents to move because Jews where their stand. That's
Not even to.
I'm allowed to say that, guys.
Oh,
I'm
right.
allowed to
Yeah.
say that.
I'm a registered anti-Semite.
yeah.
Wow.
It's actually a birdcage quote. Anyway,
Oh, it was.
it was.
That was a
yeah.
Yeah.
good
That is-
stand.
well
that was
done.
like a
That's a
deep
wa-
cut right there.
I live
like
my
that.
life by the birdcage.
That
It's
is a
wonderful.
wonderful movie.
It's a great film.
It
Yeah.
truly
We'll
is.
do another episode. on
Everybody
that
should
later.
watch The Birdcage. It
Yeah.
is a little bit of gay blackface, and you may hate the son because what he's asking for is morally reprehensible by today's standards.
Right.
But he
But
does learn it later.
He learns later, and it is actually still a very amusing film, and ultimately one of the best love stories I've ever seen.
Oh my God,
Aw.
Nathan Lane and Robin Williams is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Like
They
it was
love
such
each other.
they love each other in such a more realistic way than most movies portray it.
Or
Yeah,
most
and-
realities. I want to love anybody the way they love each other.
Yeah, same.
The scene in that movie where he's talking about moving his cemetery plot and like how he had this nice cemetery plot in a really nice place, but he doesn't care he's going to move to a shitty one because he wants to be buried.
Oh.
With, like
It's really touching.
Yeah.
like yes, it's
That
a little bit
gets
of a
me.
guilt trip, but it's still very
Oh.
touching.
No, that's
so
cool.
good.
I'm just going to cry on the show.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Atlantis.
Atlanta, huh?
Yeah, Atlantis.
What do you think?
What do I think? Damn, I don't know. Maybe aliens. That'd be cool, right? What do I think it was?
I wish I just cut the
That was
episode
the
right
worst
there.
Summation of it. Oh, damn, I don't know. Maybe. That'd be nice.
Aliens would be cool.
You know what?
Ethan is like
Yeah.
us grabbing somebody off the. Excuse me, sir. What are your thoughts on Atlantis?
I-
Atlantis.
You mean Atlanta?
Yeah, I've been there. It's got the ghost tours. No, wait,
Coca-
that's Savannah.
The Coke Factory. I
Yes.
love Atlanta.
That's great. I had to stop there once in a layover. That was,
I
it was
think
wonderful.
I think I would probably shit, I don't know, I'm on the spot. I always loved the idea of Atlantis, and I like how Atlantis has been co-opted by so many different shows and movies.
Right.
Like fucking
Futurama being the best one.
Yeah, Futurama's the best one.
Well, that was Atlanta.
yeah.
Right.
Stargate, Atlantis,
Yup.
Aquaman's just in Atlantis, but also
He's the king of Atlantis.
yeah,
thank you.
Namor,
Namor, king
Nemo.
of Atlantis as well.
Nemo, isn't he in Atlantis?
Maybe, I don't know.
So I love the idea of an ancient city that was just like taken over, and they had like magic.
But I also
Yeah.
what I adore about it too is all the like if you look up people who have quote unquote discovered Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that they've discovered like a statue that sunk underwater. Like, could this be it?
Prince Eric.
And then I think they thought they found it in the Bahamas once, just because they happened to find like rocks that looked like a road. I think it was called the Bimini Road.
Yeah, it's like that big underwater, like, it's a bunch of squares.
Yeah,
And
it-
they're like, oh, wow, nature could have never done that.
This
Yeah.
is Atlantis.
But like that's it. It's back to that same conversation with the sea episode. We're so mystified by what's under
Yeah.
there.
That's what it is.
That like when we find things that don't look like they belong, it's
Yeah.
real easy to just be like, oh, look,
yeah.
finally found it. It's Atlantis.
Right. So it's not so much that I'm mystified by Atlantis, which I am. It's just the sea in general because we know so little about it. You know, like fucking at this point, yeah, probably there's probably an Atlantis.
Yeah.
We don't know that much about the sea. Why not?
Why not?
You know.
What about you, Nick?
Sure, a solid maybe.
Solid. We got a no,
A
Yep.
resounding no.
a maybe,
A resounding maybe.
a yes, and Nick. what
And
are you
I'm
gonna
going
be?
to be, again, a hard maybe. But I'll tell you what, for slightly different.
Maybe team.
So I don't think it's aliens, and not for
Yeah.
Brett's reason. Like there are almost certainly some form of aliens out there, but I don't think it's this.
You gotta
know,
believe.
I think this is incredibly plausibly, especially if we look at over the course of just geological history, like the breakup of Pangea and everything moving around. I think it's entirely possible for some city to have fallen off into the water and then legends to have spread and grown and twisted over, what did you say, 13,000 years?
Yeah, but if they were able to interact with the ancient Greeks, right? Let's
Plato claimed that Athens was attacked by Atlantis at one point in time in his writings.
What?
I mean, that's not something you make up.
This
because
is
the
his
people of
dementia
Athens,
phase.
No, the people of
It
Athens.
totally
The
is.
people of Athens would read
Never
that. and be
heard of
like,
that.
That didn't happen, buddy.
What if
Right?
like what if it was Plato like during his later years?
His dementia phase.
like it'd be like if Prince in like 1992 had like said something, there would be a shitload of people that were like, "Well, it happened." I mean, Prince said it
Yeah, I
happened.
guess what happened. That's kind of like just
Now.
Right now with Donald Trump.
Yeah, making up whatever he wants.
I fucking hate that guy.
We all do.
Right.
As we're recording this currently, just because we got to put a timestamp because who knows when this will be released.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has recently just called himself the chosen one while
Yeah.
looking up into the heavens. So
Yeah.
we're at a real weird point here.
Yeah. Shit's getting weird. It's weird listening to our show, not to just move away from Atlantis really quick, but it's weird listening to earlier episodes and seeing how we never recorded it pre-election, did we? Were we?
Yeah, we were recording pre-election,
Okay.
but we were hopeful then.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had hope then.
So it's this really weird evolution that you can see throughout our episodes whenever we sprinkle in current
Political cynicism.
Yeah, that it's just like creeping deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Well, because we've hit a point where I think we're
It's
getting
almost
closer and closer to a
unbelievable now.
boil.
Yeah.
Right? Like, anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Folklore,
We've got
huh?
British Trump now.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
that's the Bleach's problem.
What the hell is going on?
Sorry,
guys.
Bleaches.
Sorry, Bleaches. That's not
you-
really our bad.
If
but
you had to move to another country,
Canada.
mine would be Atlantis. I'd move to Atlantis.
honestly, if I had to move to another country, I think right now my best bet would be China.
What?
Wow, that went so unexpectedly.
Well, yeah.
Why?
So
Atlantis is an option.
here's what I'm going to say: China
Who's the president of
is
Atlantis?
poised to really be the
Aquaman.
next USA
Oh, yeah.
once we crumble.
Right.
So, like, really, it just makes sense to start over as a minority in China.
Yeah, so you want to go over there and be a cowboy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
They don't
On a
have that
steel
culture yet. We
horse
can
I
bring
ride.
that.
I didn't know cowboy was an option. Yeah, I'll be a cowboy anywhere.
Chinese cowboys.
Chinese cowboys.
Do it.
Spaghetti western.
Is that offensive?
The new film from Jackie Chan,
Starring
Chinese
Matt Damon.
cowboy. Yeah.
Would they be
I would
lo mein
watch
westerns?
that.
I'd watch it.
What?
Would they be lo mein westerns then?
I like spaghetti western. That's good. That's good.
I'm in because I really
Oh,
like.
Spaghetti
come on.
came from China
I
anyway.
get it.
No, it
Ah,
did
come
not.
on.
It did.
Get
It
it?
didn't.
It absolutely
It
did.
most certainly didn't.
Yeah, no, it did.
Oh, where did
Look
it
it
come
up.
from then? Fucking Atlantis? Come on.
Yes, the aliens gave us spaghetti, and they're like, "This is our
we
parade."
want the Italians to have this
Pasta
forever.
fagioli.
Oh,
No.
Right?
No.
it didn't though. Look it up. They had this was a case of convergent evolution.
What?
Noodles came across in several different societies all around the same time.
This is what Italians say because they're really upset still that the Silk Road has outed them as
Look
not
at
the origin of
They
noodles.
even cover it on the new Good Eats. Good Eats Reloaded. I think it's episode 2 or 3 when he covers it. He
Good
said-
Eats Reloaded?
He's citing
Yes.
Alton Brown right now.
Yeah, and if you
I do have to trust Alton Brown.
exactly
I do.
don't trust me because I'm full of shit half the time. But Alton Brown is God.
I
in
do
this
trust
house.
Alton Brown.
And
I
he
do.
said that same thing. He said
trust
everybody
him, too.
says it came from China, but it didn't. It's just a case of multiple people saying, "Hey, we can extrude some fucking wheat."
Yeah, but China did
Multiple
it. China-
people claiming multiple different stories, all of which are bunk, like the city of Atlanta.
I don't even believe it's spaghetti. It's fucking
Spaghetti
heathen.
is not
So then we've got a
Hoo-ah!
I'm a rigatoni man.
yes, Atlantis exists, a no Atlantis exists, and 2 solid maybes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably. Not even just maybe. I think
I'm-
it probably exists. I don't think it's
So you're
very
skewing
supernatural.
yes.
Skewing yes, but not for the supernatural cause. I think there's just a lost city that has had a lot of stories told about it and exploded over fucking 15,000 years.
Sure, the mystery has grown bigger than the reality.
Exactly.
I like that. I'm changing mine to Nick's.
Hot dog.
Wow, he was the most convincing to you.
Yeah.
Why are you so yes on this, Dan?
So first off, I'm not yes necessarily on the aliens, right? But I'm yes. I really, it's exactly what Nick said. Of course, there's a lost city somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
there's been lost cities for as long as there
Sure.
have been people to lose them.
We still haven't
It
found
just-
Orlando.
Damn it.
Like think of Pompeii for a moment, right?
A
pronounced
lost city.
Pom-
It's
Love
a lost city.
example.
Imagine
Love
if
Pompeii.
Pompeii had been the technological hub of the area. Like if it had been the most advanced city.
Let's say the San Francisco.
Let's not.
Let's say the San.
The San Jose airport.
I
San
think San
Jose
Francisco is a good example.
Yeah, thanks,
of
Brett.
this.
All right,
Like,
so
Yeah.
techie, like
Dan.
coastal elite.
sure.
Surrounded
and so
by a
Coastal
bay.
elite.
Actually, he might be right because
So-
San Francisco is just this little bay area.
wiped out by a natural disaster they could not control
Oh,
or predict.
man.
We couldn't control it. It's called climate change.
Sure, but so like the idea being that it's suddenly gone,
Yeah.
the mystery would become bigger than the
Yeah.
reality of it.
Right.
But then the mystery becomes, why the fuck haven't we found it? Right? Here's the thing.
I can tell you why we haven't found
Please.
it.
Oh,
Because
Brett.
it doesn't exist.
But yet you are not in any way mystified by the allure of the ocean. So like you don't
I get
necessarily
the
see that
allure.
mystery.
I see. I'm like looking across a chasm here, where I see that there's a mystery over there.
Chasm.
Oh, excuse me. And I don't want to
Chasm
pursue
Bono.
it personally.
See, and that right there, Brett, just shows your own intellectual shortcomings.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I recognize what I want and don't want. And I don't want anything
Satan's
to
not
do with
real,
the city.
Brett.
Wow, you take that back.
In this
Satan's
house,
made up.
we hail the not-nailed God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Satan is just as real as God.
Yeah. Judeo-Christian God?
Yeah.
I get that. I
That's-
totally get that.
Well, to wrap up this episode, I would like to read a poem, if I
Okay.
may. It is a Celtic poem by Donovan Phillips Leach. if
There
anyone's
once was a
familiar
man
with him.
from Peru who
the
dreamed
guy-
he was eating his shoe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The guy that played Mad Eye Moody, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the Donovan Philip Leach.
Yeah, Filch.
But his poem on Atlantis, I think, sums up perfectly what we're all talking about. So, the continent of Atlantis was an island which lay before the Great Flood in the area we now call the Atlantic Ocean. So great an area of land that from her western shores those beautiful sailors journeyed to the south and the North Americas with ease, in their ships with painted sails. To the east, Africa was a neighbor, across a short strait of sea miles. The great Egyptian age is but a remnant of the Atlantean culture. The antediluvian kings colonized the world. All the gods who play in the mythological dramas, in all legends from all lands, were from fair Atlantis. Knowing her fate, Atlantis sent out ships to all corners of the earth. On board were the 12, the poet, the physician, the farmer, the scientist, the magician, and the other so-called gods of our legends. Though gods they were, and as the elders of our times choose to remain blind, let us rejoice, and let us sing and dance, and ring in the new. Hail Atlantis.
Way down
below the ocean,
Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum.
where
I wanna be, she may be. Wait, you guys not
don't
Donovan
know this
fans?
song
I
at
have
all.
no idea what you're talking
You have
about.
referenced the Futurama episodes so many times, and this song rang no bells.
I was gonna say, isn't that the one when they're telling the story at the very end, when they get on the boat and everything?
Yes,
With
it is
fucking Jeff
based on a
Foxworthy.
song by Donovan.
Oh my god!
None
Oh,
of you
that's
have
why they
heard
put
this one.
Donovan on the boat.
Yes.
Fuck, that's good.
Literally never.
Never. No idea
Never.
what you're talking about.
I'd never heard the song. Yeah, that's good.
His
I was
dead-eyed
convinced.
look was just...
Their expressions of just like, the fuck is Ethan
Was that
doing?
a poem or was that a song?
It's a
a
song
song.
from
Oh.
the late 60s.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
by
I was,
Donovan.
like, trying to figure out like the damn like mythological ramifications of that.
I was like,
And I'm
wow, this is
okay, I
really
guess that's
good.
Victor,
kinda interesting.
fair use. Go ahead and play Donovan's Atlantis to end it out here. Go.
yeah.
Where I wanna be, she may be down below the ocean.
Yeah.
Where I wanna be, she may be. So like you guys like both know this song? Like that's
Separately. A lot of people do.
is this song famous? I don't get it.
Way down
Below the ocean, where I wanna be, she may be. Is it like from a movie?
Yep. Below the ocean. I love that. Is that Paul? Yeah.
It's got to be from a TV show, right?
Wanna be, she may be.